Hello. Today I'm going to be presenting about my top 10 things you should know project. Let me share my screen really quick. All right. So for my presentation, I did 10 things you should know about Utah Children's Justice Centers. So just really quick to give you an introduction, the Utah Children's Justice Centers are centers that are located all across Utah that are there for the purpose of helping children and families who have been affected by abuse, physical, sexual, emotional abuse. Any child who experiences any form of abuse can be referred to the Children's Justice Centers. And it's a place where they can go to receive, to be interviewed and to receive medical help and to receive reference they can be referred to counseling and therapy there as well. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop for all the things that they may need after experiencing those horrific events. Just to start off, here's my top 10 abbreviated list. I'm going to be going through a few of these. But I have been volunteering at the Children's Justice Center for about 9 months now. And it's been a really incredible experience. So I'm excited to share some things with you. First of all, some facts about child abuse in the US, just to show kind of the depth of the problem. 1 in 7 children have been the victims of abuse in the past year alone. So that means every year 1 in 7 children are abused. Obviously, there's a lot of repeat abuse each year, but I mean, just thinking about the number of children who before they're 18 experience some form of abuse. And then state agencies usually handle around 700,000 cases a year. So those are cases that are reported and investigated. And in Utah, it's usually between 10,000 and 15,000 cases. And that's above the national average per state. But then a really alarming statistic is that 60% of incidences of child abuse go unreported. So those numbers and those statistics are probably pretty low compared to the amount of abuse that actually occurs, unfortunately. And more specifically, at the Children's Justice Center, they deal a lot with sexual abuse. So the National Children's Alliance reports that 65% of cases of abuse involve incidences of sexual abuse. And so statistically, 1 in 10 children will experience sexual abuse before their 18th birthdays. And then 70% of all reported sexual assaults occur to children ages 17 and under. And at the Children's Justice Center, they are specially trained to deal with children and work with children who have experienced sexual violence in their lives. It's devastating, but I'm grateful that there's a place that they can find the resources and the help they need in order to heal. So like I said, there are opportunities to volunteer at the CJC. The first is an on-site victim support volunteer. This is what I do. So you commit to a shift each week, and then you go and attend each shift when a kid has an appointment. So they may come in to be interviewed. At the CJC, they have trained interviewers there, and that way the kid doesn't have to be interviewed by law enforcement, by attorneys, by medical teams, by all the different parties. They just get interviewed once, and that interview gets recorded and sent out to all the parties. And that way they don't have to keep reliving that experience. And so you go and help out, and you go hang out with the kid between their meetings and between the interviews. And the other opportunity is to be a volunteer mentor. And in doing that, you go through a special training, and then you get paired up with a kid, and then you stay and you're with them for about 6 months, and you just spend a few hours with them each week and just give them a positive mentor to look up to. And this is a really fun fact about the CJC. Each kid that gets helped at the CJC gets a custom-made teddy bear. So these teddy bears are handmade by community members. Each teddy bear takes between 5 to 8 hours to complete, depending on how good you are at making teddy bears. But it's just a cool little thing that they do to help each kid come in and to remember how special they are, and that they really do matter, and that they're worth it. And I am just so grateful for my time at the CJC, the kids I've met, and I am grateful that Utah has this resource for kids who have experienced abuse, and it helps them set them on the right track to find hope and to find healing after experiencing abuse. Yeah, so these are some of the top 10 things that I talked about the CJC. Go give my paper a look to look at the other ones, and I definitely recommend looking more into them because they're an awesome organization. Thank you.